Good evening, everyone. We will begin our program with a prelude by Audrey Welty.
Hello, I'm Roslinda, 8th grade class secretary, and I want to welcome the class of 2024, soon to be class of 2028, 8th grade graduation. I want to start this program off by saying our class verse, 2 Chronicles 15, verse 7. But as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. We have definitely been through a lot this year, which makes us even more excited to be here together tonight. Please silence your phones, but feel free to take pictures anytime during the evening.
Hi, my name is Brenda. I'm the class pastor. Can we please bow our heads for a prayer? Dear Lord, thank you that our class has finally made it through middle school, and thank you for the memories of fun and laughter. You have brought us through a long journey with valuable lessons, and I pray that you will continue to lead us in another journey through high school. I pray for your comfort over the teachers so that they don't cry too much when we're gone, as we're their favorite class in middle school. And I pray for comfort over our class as we move on to 4 more years of hard work. Please help everyone to remember you are our safe place and to keep you within our hearts as we grow up. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Welcome to our 8th grade graduation. Let's keep it up for the graduating class of 2024. My name is Toby Howell, and I've had the privilege of being in this class for 9 years. We've come a long way since kindergarten. And I would like to thank all the parents, family, and friends for your steadfast support and encouragement throughout our entire 9 years of schooling. You are the ones who made it happen. You gave us the opportunity to thrive in this amazing school, which welcomes us and gives us a place to be ourselves. To our middle school teachers, thank you. You have been with us from the start, all the way back in 6th grade. To Mrs. Lang, you gave us an amazing start to middle school and showed us how to have fun amidst the crazy. To Mr. D, I think we all know that 7th grade is not the best year of life, but you took one for the team and you stuck with us through all the pranks, drama, and screw-ups. To Mrs. Ferguson, you have spent countless hours on amazing highlights like the Washington, D.C. trip, the pie auction, and many more. You make the normal school year fun with all the special things you have planned. I know we're all going to miss laughing at Carl Zeus with you in social studies. And finally, Mr. Lang, I can speak for myself and on behalf of our entire class that you have changed our lives forever. Your classroom is a place where we are free to be our weird, annoying, and silly selves. You teach in a very real and meaningful way, from the fun and engaging discussions in Bible class to the quiet demeanor of an afternoon English assignment. I know we haven't been the easiest class to teach, but even then, you have found a way to stop and have the difficult conversation in a manner that really hits home. We cannot thank you enough for the sacrifices you all made to give us an amazing middle school experience. And to my very own class, it has been a long and bumpy road with many trials and tribulations. We've come a long way since the giggling gaggle of kids in kindergarten. As a friend, as a classmate, and as your president, it has been an honor to make this journey with you wonderful people. When I look back, I realize what a crazy time we had. We had the joy, or curse, of having online school for a while in 6th grade, then having to wear masks at school, which resulted in not being able to understand anything that was said. In 7th grade, during a class trip to Grizzly Creek, we had an epic snowball fight and almost caught an elusive snipe. I think I did see one in the parking lot, Allison. We had a great 8th grade year, putting on a cozy pie auction and an amazing musical. The spirit and sportsmanship of our girls' football, volleyball, and basketball teams made us proud to be capitals at every game. Our boys' football team won back-to-back championships, boys' basketball won the championship, and our co-ed soccer competed in the playoffs. I loved laughing and walking 100 miles with all you guys in the Washington, D.C. trip, even though the pool didn't quite live up to expectations. From our twilight expedition of discovering Kilroy, the evening stroll down the mall to the Lincoln Memorial, to the Washington Monument, to the bottom of Ford's Theater, and even underground, where we only lost one person on the metro. It's pretty good odds, I'm just saying. Even though some of us almost got arrested for bringing a model flintlock pistol into a government building, and the rest of us had to evacuate to the street, that's part of what made it an unforgettable experience. And that's just who we are. No matter where we go, we manage to have a great time and make wonderful memories together. Thank you all for giving me a place where I can laugh, where I can be silly, where I can be serious, and where I can really be myself. Sometimes you don't see the beauty in things till they're over. It's the ending of an era, and I know it won't be the same next year. But I am confident in saying that we will face whatever challenges await us in high school, because we know that we have a class that will stand strong together. I know that we will support each other in anything we do. And now, as my last act as 8th grade president, I want to give you a challenge. You are all extremely gifted, whether that be sports, music, acting, art, or even charisma. When you leave these doors, we gain something. We gain the freedom to choose what we want to do in life. We can choose our own classes, choose our friends, choose our areas of expertise. We get to choose if we want to use our gifts to show off, get ahead, or be on top. But I want to challenge you guys to use your gifts and skills with integrity. What is integrity, and why is this important for our class? Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Integrity is invisible, yet it is one of the most powerful things in the world. There are things that scream much louder than integrity, and it gets overshadowed. Integrity doesn't scream, it whispers. But what it whispers is the truest thing I've found. Integrity whispers that character is better than performance. I know you might be thinking, why develop a strong character when you could get ahead? I say that integrity is the mark of true greatness. If you think back 1 month ago to all the statues and stories we heard and saw in DC, they all had one thing in common. Each one of those people, Benjamin Franklin, Harriet Tubman, Desmond Doss, Rosa Parks, Franklin Roosevelt, all those people chose to live their lives with integrity. Whether writing constitutions, saving lives, advocating for freedom, these people changed the world. And they changed the world because they did not compromise their integrity. Even when times were extremely difficult, they stood fast in doing the right thing. A famous writer once said, "The greatest want of the world is the want of men and women who will not be bought or sold. Men and women who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men and women who do not fear to call sin by its right name, whose conscience is as true to duty as the compass to the north. Men and women who will stand for the right though the heavens fall." Why do I want this for our class? Because talent and skill is not enough. The world needs us young people to have integrity now more than ever. The thing is, it's hard to grow integrity by ourselves, and that's why we need God's help. In John 15, Jesus says, "Abide in me and you will bear much fruit, but apart from me, you can do nothing." So, class of 2024, we have so many choices ahead of us. Yes, let's choose to be star athletes, top students, dedicated musicians, shining actors, and strong leaders of our school. But first, let's choose to be men and women of integrity most of all. As we go into a new stage of our life, let's choose to be the kind of people that will lead SAA into a new era of kindness, courage, honesty, and integrity. Well, class of 2024, how should we end this? We could end it like Mr. D, "Get out of my classroom." We could end it like Miss Ferguson, with historical facts. We could also end it like Mr. L, with a terrible dad joke. We could even end it like Mrs. Lane, by taking 3 months off. But let's end it like us, strong, sassy, smart, and with style. Because after all, this is not just an end, it's a beginning. When one story ends, another begins. And it's up to us what kind of story we write. Class of 2024, let's give it everything we've got.
time to thank some of the people who have helped us get this far. It is now time for the family tribute. A video will play, and as it does, parents, please stand while your students' pictures are on the screen. Please remain quiet during the presentation so all tributes can be heard clearly.
Mom, thank you for driving me to places that I want to go, like the mall. You make the perfect meals like really good soup whenever I come home from school. But it is also special to go eat out with you each weekend. You also help around the house by doing laundry, chores, and taking care of my dog. Without your help, it would be very easy to fall behind with school. So thanks for always trying to do your best and help me out. That means a lot to me. Thank you, Grandma. You've always supported me with school and helping out in my home life. You were always there for me. Dad, even though you are not around all the time, I still appreciate what you do for me and the things you buy me. You always know what I want, and you take me to the best burger place in all of Texas. It is always so delicious to eat with you. Thank you all for everything you do for me.
Dad, you are the hardest working person I know. I'm so thankful for you showing up to my games and being there supporting me, and being the loudest cheerleader. I love all of our memories together traveling to cool places, like Hawaii. I loved getting shaved ice with you and going to the ocean with you. Same with Italy, especially getting snacks with me and helping you find every Haribo gummy they had to offer. Mom, thank you for always supporting me through my tough times. You always do your best to make me happy. You always cook the best food and make it with love and care. Thank you for always coming to my sports games. Knowing you will always show up to, supporting me helps me motivate me to work hard and practice even when it's tough. Jake, thank you for taking me out to Bobo basically every single week. It's always special to me when you surprise me with Dutch Bros too. Thank you for always challenging me to be better in sports and helping me practice. I'm so thankful for all of our memories together, especially playing air basketball in the house, even though the dogs ruined it by barking and jumping on us. Also, every time I play Fortnite and I put on the gritty dance, you always dance along with me, even though mine is better. Natalie, thank you for always being there for me and giving me good advice when I need it. Thank you for helping me babysit Henry, the fattest cat alive. I love when you come over for dinner and you always find time to hang out with me and joke with me, or we watch funny cat videos. I love that you're only 5'1" and now you have to look up at me. You're the best big sister ever, and I don't know what I'd do without you.
To Mom and Dad, thank you for always being there for me, guiding me in the right direction when I was wrong and pushing me to do my best. Mom, I appreciate you always taking the time to take me to my multiple different after-school activities, even though your health wasn't the best and you were busy. Thank you for protecting me from the world's reality and knowing when to let go. It also means so much to me when you let me do all the girly things with you, like going shopping and letting me paint your face with makeup, even though I was too young to make it look any good. I love the moments we spent together in front of the TV watching horror movies, even though you were scared. Dad, thank you for being a friend to me instead of a dad when I needed it most, and for always helping me gain confidence when I felt down. I appreciate you coming home and still having the time to play games with me and Ramik, even though you were tired after a long day of work. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans and for cooking in the kitchen with me, because everyone knows I've become the better cook now. Ramik, why would I ever need to thank you, but thank you for always letting me boss you around even though you hated it, and for most of the time loving me and being my partner in crime. From singing in the car to nerding out over books, I'm grateful that I've got to spend so many memories with you. Together, you have all created a warm and loving environment that I have loved to grow up in. You guys have changed me in such wonderful ways and made me a better person. Thank you.
Mom, thank you for planning countless trips and making memory books out of the pictures that you always want to take. Thank you for introducing me to taco nights and sushi, and for making staying at home during COVID bearable by taking us to the park and helping us with our schoolwork. Dad, thank you for the jokes that you're always saying to get a laugh out of us, even though they're so cringy, you still make us laugh. And thank you for telling me stories about the dumb things you did when you were a kid, and for taking me and Grant to laser tag. Thank you for playing video games with us, and for introducing me to the Spider-Man game. Grant, thank you for being annoying and taking forever in the shower. Thank you for making us late to school every day, and even though you can be a brat, thank you for always helping me and making the car rides interesting with our special ideas. And thank you, Mom and Dad, for putting up with them. Grandma, thank you for always letting us stay over and staying up late with us to watch Charlie Brown and play board games. And thank you for taking us to the river and feeding the ducks. Grandpa and Grandma Jeannie, thank you for always being there for the special events in my life, even though you live far away, and if you can't be there, you always call me to ask about how it went. Thank you for coming with us to Europe and playing ping pong with us in the garage. And thank you to Aunt Sherry and Uncle Jeep and Aunt Liz and Aunt Samantha. I love you so much.
Adam, I want to start with you because even though sometimes you make me mad, you're the best brother anyone could ask for. You're always there for me, especially if I give up on a quest on a video. You're a fun person to play video games with and a great person to hang out with. Thank you. Mom, I want to thank you for always being a fun person to hang out with, as well as being there to help me, whether it's homework or me being sick. Thank you for all the amazing food that you cook, like your chicken broccoli casserole or your corned beef hash. And I always make any occasion better, and of course, the fun trips you plan, like Hawaii, like going to Hawaii. I know it's not easy to do some of the things you do, like the things I mentioned, but it means a lot. Dad, thank you for helping me when I get injured and helping me do cool outdoor stuff, like using a flint steel and shooting a bow and arrow. It's always fun, even if it looks like I don't enjoy it. You're a fun person to joke with, and I like that you let me buy some of the knives I want. Even going out of your way to drive me all the way to Sportsman's Warehouse just to get one knife. Uncle Buddy and Auntie Cheryl, thank you for being people I can talk to about whatever and being fun to hang out with whenever we see you guys. It means a lot. Mom, thank you for watching me and Adam when we were younger and letting us play any mobile video game we want as long as it's free. And thank you for taking us wherever we want to eat. It's always great to hang out with you guys no matter what we do. Auntie Joy, thank you for watching me as a little kid, helping guide me through life. It was cool to see you in DC, and even though we don't see you often, it's always fun to hang out with you. And Grammy and Papa, thank you for making good food like your green rice loaf, giving us good opportunities to make money, and letting us stay at your house even though we have to wake up really early the next morning for something at school, like sports or school itself. Thank you all for the amazing things you have done for me. Love you guys.
My dear, wonderful family, no amount of thanks will ever truly explain how amazing you are, but I'm going to try anyway. Mom, I simply cannot express how thankful I am for how much you do for me. You keep me on schedule, wake up early to take me to strings and bells, and you encourage me in everything I do. I will always remember how you showed me how to love the rain and the cloudy weather. Dad, I am so thankful for what you have taught me. You have mentored me in everything from running to designing basic computer code. Your encouragement to try new things and to search for deeper meaning in life has impacted me in a wonderful way. Meme, you are the sweetest little sister I could have ever asked for. You have taught me patience, but you understand when I need my space. Even if you make us late for school and try to act like you are the big sister, I really don't know who I would be without you. I love you all so much.
Я хочу подякувати моїм батькам за їхню підтримку і те, що завжди були поруч зі мною. Дякую за те, що ніколи не жаліли грошей на мене і моє здоров'я, а ще за те, що дозволили мені пофарбувати волосся. Дякую вам за те, що виростили мене такою, яка я є. Також велике спасибі нашим вчителям за їхню працю та розуміння, а однокласникам я дякую за спільні спогади. Крім того, я вдячна за можливість навчатися в цій школі і за знання, які я отримала в цей навчальний рік.
Dad, I want want to say thank you for everything you have done for me, even though you are sometimes really busy, but you always end up making time for us, and me and us. I remember when you'd take me to the park when I was younger and help me get better at soccer and any other sport I played. You have always been my number one supporter and coach, calling out things I need to improve on and things like that, so I thank you for that. Mom, I want to say thank you for always trying to make sure I had a good time. Like, you would take me to every single birthday party and also plan a lot of mine. Every single year, you would throw me some type of party, even if I didn't feel like it. I remember when I was 4, you took me to a fire station, me and my friends, and we got to put out a bushfire. One of my favorite memories. Also, the sleepovers and amusement parks you would take me and Alice to, just to make sure we had a good time. I know I don't do the stuff I used to do when I was younger, but I still love the memories that you helped create. Alice, you are my only sibling, so you are technically my favorite by default. But I just want to say thank you for putting up with me for so long. I know I can sometimes be annoying. But also thank you for doing things I wanted to do, even though you didn't feel like it. You always just want to have a good time and encourage me to do stuff. And also for being my number one fan in sports and pretty much anything I do. E para mim, vovó e vovô, eu te amo.
Mom, thank you for always driving me and watching all my sports games and getting our announce done. I love doing that with you and really appreciate it. You yelling at me in the morning to get ready is the highlight of my day. Blasting music on the radio is also one of my favorite things to do with you. You have always been there for me in my hardest times. I know I'm very sassy, but I don't mean it. Well, most of it. Sorry. Love you. Dad, thank you for teaching me all the sports I know. Going on our vacations to all the ski resorts couldn't have been done without you. Even if it's waking up at 4 a.m. and getting the freshest donuts, it always ends up being super fun. It's always good to daydream with you about Christmas and what we will do that year, even if it's March. I know it can be annoying, but I love you. Greg, driving to Taco Bell is always fun with you, even if it's a little too frequent, while drinking 5 too many Diet Cokes in a day. Thank you for always giving me tips on basketball and what I need to fix. However, I will beat you in a 1v1 one day. One of my favorite memories with you is always playing video games in cardboard boxes and eating pudding. Even though you are beyond mean to me, I still love you. Thank you all for always being there and providing for me with everything I did.
Dear family, I have so much to thank you for, and I can't even begin to say all the things you have done. But here it goes. Mommy, you have sacrificed so much for me to live in a community where I feel loved, supported, and encouraged. You shared with me your love for nature, and I have found that same love in the ocean. Instead of wasting me away on movies and shows as a toddler, you would take me on hikes in the woods, alongside beaches, and just about everywhere. My love for the outdoors has shaped what I want to do in life, and you started that. Also, you introduced me to the world of reading and books. That became a forever part of who I am. You have helped me see how God has worked in my life through all the times He helped us over the years. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Daddy, ever since I was young, you have taught me so many things. All the history tidbits that bores everyone else in the family. You introduced me to the world of video games, and that is a debt I can never repay. Thank you for putting up with my endless rants about Zelda and teaching me the ins and outs of computers. I love having a teacher for a dad because it means that you always have more to tell me, and I always have more to learn. I thank you for being a dad who helps me become independent and doesn't let me take the easy way around. You have shown me how to really work on things that I'm passionate about. You have been the best dad I could ever ask for in every way. Caleb, I have always looked up to you as a brother and as a high schooler. I always loved having an older brother. Maybe because you're the test subject, but more importantly, you have shown me what it's like to be balancing a million activities and still making things work. You have been a great role model in my middle school years, and you have helped me in every step of my life. As a toddler, playing with me and giving me advice as I go into high school. Thank you so much for being an awesome brother. Brooke and Wyatt, you guys are the energy of our whole family, whether it's laughing or fighting. Wyatt, thank you for always being willing to help me with anything, playing sports, helping with chores, or cleaning our room. You add so much excitement to my life, and I thank you for that. Brooke, you have helped me appreciate many things, from the art of dancing to the world of fashion. I have learned so much from you. You guys have been a fun and encouraging family my entire life, and I want to say that I love you all so much. Bye.
Дякую батькам за те, що виховували і терпіли мене і піклувались. Дякую за поїздки на море та на природу і за поїздки до бабусі з дідусем. Дякую за те, що купуєте мені кіпоп альбому і даєте гроші. Дякую за те, що дозволяли мені мати багато тварин. Дякую за те, що дозволяли мені приходити до вас на роботу. Дякую за те, що дозволяли додому гуляти і ходити на ніч, запрошувати друзів. Дякую за допомогу з уроками. Дякую тату за те, що грав або розказувати нам історії кожного вечора. Дякую мамі, що готувала всім їжу і міняла памперси, коли я була маленька. Дякую за те, що фоткала і знімала відео. Дякую тату за те, що завжди гуляв з нами і купляв нам подарунки на 8 березня. Дякую за те, що купляли мені багато іграшок і солодкого. Дякую за те, що відправляли мене на різні гуртки.
Personally, I'm thankful for having such a supportive family. Mom, thank you for supporting my hobbies even though you were of some such as mine. You support the entire family's cat addiction, and I thank you for convincing us to get 5 fur balls. Dad, you've always been willing to go out of your way to do stuff. You hate sitting back and relaxing on trips, but in the end I've learned so much from the things you make us do. I've been able to learn so much about the world through you, and I thank you for that. Oh, Windsor. Thank you for taking me airsofting and driving me around, destroying my ears with music. Nothing like sitting at an intersection with people staring at you, man. I enjoy eating food with you after school as well. Ashley, thank you for being an amazing bigger sister. I miss when you'd pick me up from school and we'd sometimes go get food or just do random stuff. I enjoy when we can go to Travis and spend the day with you. Thank you everyone for always being there with me.
Birth giver, bring our snacks, keep our food. Thank you for giving me the best food I could ask for. You really don't get enough credit for all the small tasks you do. I really appreciate it. When we were in Oregon, you always took me horseback. Thank you for getting me Starbucks to encourage me to study. If I got up late, you would always be Lexi for me. Thank you for showing up to my games and bringing me snacks. Dearest Father, I'm glad that you taught me to ride the riding lawnmower and drive it by myself. Thank you so much for making me and my brothers dig more than 100 holes for you to plant your fruit trees. You're so patient and let me do reckless things when Mom was not around, of course. Thanks for coaching volleyball and listening to my tasty music. Elliot, you're okay at City Centers, and I say that because you and your friends would always bully me at the game. Between you and Wes, you're more loyal. But thanks anyways for taking me to the movies. And thank you and Wesley for letting me watch Frozen a million times as a video. Wesley, thanks for taking me out to my favorite restaurants all the time. You have taken me to Disneyland more times than I know. And say hi to Fraser for me. Dearest Lexi, Floofball, Cuddlebug, Fuzzy Girl, you're the best. And to all my aunts and uncles, thank you for helping raise another one of my parents' crazy children.
Папа, дякую за твою чесність і за те, що ти не забуваєш, що у тебе є дочка. Я пам'ятаю, як сильно сумувала за тобою, коли ти поїхав на роботу, і яка я була рада, коли ти приїжджав додому з іграшками. Я дуже ціную те, що у тебе завжди були поради для мене, коли вони були мені потрібні. Це дуже мене заспокоювало. Ти так захоплюєш мене, що я слухаю, як ти балакаєш, і твої думки про все, і завжди погоджуюсь. Мені завжди цікаво, що відбувається в твоїй голові, коли ти виглядаєш серйозно. Я дуже вдячна за те, що в мене є такі тати, як ти. Я би обрала тебе серед всіх інших татів. Я сподіваюся на те, що ми станемо більше близькими, як ми були колись. Мама, ти заслуговуєш набагато. Я пам'ятаю, як ти завжди була поруч зі мною і захищала, і думала про мене. І як ти завжди об'єднувала нашу сім'ю і завжди занадто багато працюєш, щоб в нас були речі, які в тебе не були в дитинстві. Я вірю, що ти знаєш, як я вдячна і як я вас тепер розумію. Дякую за все, я тебе дуже люблю. Luisa, thank you for being inspired by me, and even though we fight, you're still my best friend. And I hope we will get closer in future.
Graduation is not just my achievement, but yours too. Mom, thank you for being the strongest source of support in my life and loving me unconditionally despite my efforts to pry you off. Through ups and downs, it has always been us against the world, and I want you to know how much I truly do appreciate you and everything you do. Thank you for always listening to all my long, stupid rants every day, and thank you for always pushing me to be the best version of myself and never allowing me to give up on my dreams. I love you forever and always. Jaya, thank you for always supporting me. You're always working so hard for everyone, and that's something that we don't take time to appreciate very much. You always make things funner, and whenever I'm in a bad mood, you somehow always cheer me up. Even though you may not be my dad biologically, you're more of a father than anyone else has ever been. Nathan, despite how much we argue and bicker, thank you for always being someone I can talk to. You always make me laugh, whether it's a literal joke or you're just doing something stupid that happens to be fun. It gets really boring at home sometimes, but it's more enjoyable when I have a slightly older brother to talk about drama and complain about chores with. So thank you. Grandpa, thank you for always being supportive of me. Whether it's coming to my competitions and games, helping fund a trip to Washington, D.C., or simply helping me get a ride to school, you're always there and available whenever needed. I know you do a lot for everyone, and it seems like you never quit, but I don't think you know how appreciative and grateful I am to have such an amazing person like you in my life. Grandma, I know I may not show or say it enough, but I love you. I really enjoy talking to you and rewatching old movies and shows that we used to love whenever I go to your house. I miss when we would play Uno, Apples to Apples, or Barbies with Will. Lilith, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Thank you for always being a fun person. Even though I try to hide it, I really do enjoy playing games with you and bonding. Even though you can be annoying at times, I love you so much and I'll always be there for you whenever you need me.
Dear Mom, thank you for all the support you've given me, and although it takes me a while to get things done, you've stood by me anyway. Thank you for all the laughter throughout the years and all the special gifts you've given me. Even though we don't have the same taste, you let me express myself anyway, most of the time. And as you've said a million times before, if you like it, I love it. One last thing, your cooking is so unbelievably good, and even that is an understatement. Dear Dad, thank you for playing with me and my dolls at night when you came home from work, no matter how tired you were. Thank you for all the late night drives and for letting me bring the cat in the car with us. And when things got rough, you made sure things would turn out somewhat okay in the end. And although we don't agree on everything, it's nice to understand each other's point of view every once in a while. Thank you for all those little nostalgic moments that stay in the back of my mind for as long as I live. And last but not least, thank you for that one blue bear that will forever stay in that one dusty corner of my room. Dear Brianna, although we almost never get along, it's fun to play in rough house with you sometimes. Thank you for letting me borrow things like shirts and necklaces, and thank you for playing Roblox with me every once in a while. It was fun messing around with the other players. And although it may not happen very often, every laugh still matters. Thanks for buying me candy the other day when you and Dad went shopping. Sourdough was my favorite. Thanks for being my sister.
Mom, you always work hard to make things special. Even the front and back of our house so nice thanks to you. Thank you for helping me with my projects for school and trying to get me to every one of my practices. Even if we can't always make it, no matter what, you always do your best for me, and I appreciate it. Dad, thank you for helping me with my game. Even if you do not understand it, you still try your best. Appreciate all you do for my family, whether it is helping cooking, or family events, or helping people with technology. I'm glad you got to come on our DC trip. Thanks for letting all the boys hang out there, even when it was rambunctious. Kylie, my lovely sister, I am so grateful for you. Whenever you see me, you just go for a giant bear hug that may or may not crush multiple rib bones. Even though you try to kill me every time you set your eyes on me, you are still my sister, and I am grateful for it, and you still do great practice for even though you suck. Paul, I am so grateful that you have so many interesting stories about your life before me. And Granny, I love helping you set up for the house for all the different holidays that you have decorations for and learning about the cool stories you have about my mom. We thank you for all the things you did, like taking care of me when I was sick, picking me up from school, and taking me and my sisters to get treats, even if our parents said not to. And Grandpa, thank you for always going out to play with me, even if you're tired. You still go with me, and both of you try your best to make sure I have a fun childhood.
Mom, I want to thank you for waking me up every morning because you've been the hard way that I'll see through any alarm that I have. A special memory I think I'll always remember with you is randomly going shopping and getting boba, more times than we probably should. I also really appreciate your minimal complaining when I ask for help with homework or project, especially when it's the last thing you want to do when your shows are on. Dad, something I'll always remember is the love you gave me for music. Ever since I was very little, there would always be some sort of music going on. Whether it was in the car going to get Dutch after school, washing the cars in the garage, playing your guitar in the house, staying up much louder than Mom would like, or an event when I was sick. And also thank you for getting me into shoes, although I should probably wear them more often. So, even though you're the most annoying person ever sometimes, I honestly wouldn't trade you for anything. Well, maybe for anything. Although, you usually are the reason I'm late for those. Sorry, Sam. Mom plug yours for this next one, but I'd definitely say that one of my top memories with you is when we wait to hear Mom pull out of the garage, and as soon as she's out of sight, we start acting like lunatics while listening to our music. And son, I know I always kick you out of my room, but you really never got to hang out. And to the rest of my family, thank you for always loving and supporting me in everything I do.
Dear Mom, I know I say this a lot to you, but I hope you really know I mean it. Thank you for those daily hugs, comforting me no matter how stupid my situation may be, and those amazing 10 out of 10 meals. One thing I appreciate so much is that no matter the size of something that I've accomplished, you always tell me that you're proud of me. Most of all, thank you for putting up with my stubbornness, and I know it's really hard to deal with, so thank you. Dear Dad, I must say you are very patient with me. Even after making the same mistake over and over, your heart softens and you take time to talk with me and help me improve as a person. Also, thank you for making sure my room is always tidy. I will say, your cleanliness habits have rubbed off on me a little bit, maybe not my school locker, but it's working. Overall, I'm thankful to have a dad like you. Last but not least, dear Brian, I'm gonna start off by saying that you are the best brother or sister could ask for. Even though I'm sensitive, you never use that against me. You're someone I can easily talk to about anything, and you're the funniest person I know. By the way, I have stolen your jokes before. I really enjoy our rides to school when we listen to that one radio station that always has tea, or vibing and singing songs together. I also love that you don't seem to get too annoyed when I give you a 10-second dance party every time I pass your room. All in all, I just want to let you guys know that I love you all so much, and there's nothing possible in the world that will make me change my mind about that.
Dear Mama, thank you so much for everything that you have done for me, like planning great vacations, going on hikes, and game nights. I also really appreciate when you make sure that you are at all of my games, and that you can drive to the games if they need you. It means a lot to me that you take the time to drive us to the games and always support us in everything we do. The little things make a big difference, like making a good breakfast in the morning. You always go out of your way to make sure we are happy and taken care of, and I'm truly grateful for that. Daddy, thank you for teaching me all I know about soccer and showing me that Barcelona is the best team. Thank you for getting up early in the morning to drive us to school even though you can still sleep in. Your dedication and support have made a huge impact on my life, and I'm truly grateful for everything you do. Sophia, thank you for always putting up with me when I make a mess in our room. Whether it's throwing the football in the backyard, playing basketball, or letting me tag along with you when you go shopping. Thank you for being such an amazing sister. Lucas, thanks for playing basketball and football and watching shows and movies with me even if you don't want to. I really appreciate you taking the time to do these activities with me. And thank you for making me food in the morning when I'm getting ready. It helps me not feel so rushed. I love you all. You're the best.
Mom, thank you for always cleaning my room even when it's really messy. I love it when you take me on trips to new places and when you take me to get Thai food. Thank you for taking me places when I want to hang out with my friends, and you always have been my biggest supporter, and I'm so thankful for having you. Dad, thank you for taking me to art museums during the summer. I love when we go on trips to the beach. Thank you for getting coca. I really enjoy watching football with you, and I love how whenever I have an interest, you encourage me to learn more about it. Grandma, I love all the memories I have from staying at your house during the summer. I loved when we went kayaking and I would race ahead of everyone. Thank you for always playing board games with me and Anderson when you come over. Yaya, thank you for taking me out to eat on my birthday and letting us swim in your pool during the summer. Haley and Kenna, I love when we would go to Walmart late at night and just run around and be crazy. Thank you for always letting me have sleepovers at your house, even when I would annoy you guys. Masai, I love how you're always dramatic and such a main character. Seneca, I love when we sit at the table and draw together. You always say the funniest things and are just fun to be around even when you give me diseases. Anderson, you can be really nice when you want to be. It's really fun when we get bored and find stuff to do. Shauna, thank you for caring for me and Anderson. I love when you take us to Sky Zone, and I love how we can always laugh about the boys together.
Mom and Dad, you have given me the gift of a loving and supportive family. I will always be grateful for the sacrifices you have made to help me become the person I am today. Thank you for the family vacations and the holidays we've spent together. You both have given me memories that I will always cherish. I always remember the joy of discovering new places and cultures with you, and how you both made every trip an adventure. Mom, you've always strived to give me the best of everything. You have always encouraged me to chase my dreams and work hard to achieve them. You have taught me so much, from how to cook food to speaking new languages. Every day, I am reminded of your love and care for me. Dayubesk, I love you. Dad, you've always been there for me, from watching Star Wars to walking the dog. I remember the countless bike rides we've taken together, seeing the world around us. You have taught me so much about life and inspired me every day to never give up on my dreams. Melody, I am so glad that you've moved out of our room. The time spent apart makes the time spent together more fun every time. You are weird, but that's okay. It makes you fun. I can't wait for everything we'll do together as we grow up. Couldn't ask for a better twin to do it with. Love you.
Dear Mom, you have been my biggest supporter throughout my life, and I don't know where I would be without you. From the time I was a little child, you have always been there for me, with your comforting words, your warm hugs, and your unwavering love. Whenever I needed help or advice, I always knew that I could turn to you. You have been my pillar of strength and my guide through all the ups and downs of life. I know that we don't always agree on things, and we may have our differences from time to time, but just remember that I love you, and nothing can change that. You are an amazing mother, and I'm the luckiest person ever to have you in my life. I hope to be able to repay you one day for all you have done for me. Dear Dad, I just want to thank you for all the time and effort you have put into being such an amazing father to me. You have always been there for me, whether it was showing me all the Star Wars movies or staying in the park with me to play basketball or volleyball so I could improve. I have so many amazing memories of our time together. I cherish those moments, and I'm grateful for every one of them. And I remember all the times you cheered me on, proud of my accomplishments, no matter how big or small. I want you to know that I'm grateful for everything you have done for me and our family. I hope we can make many more memories together in the years to come. Thank you for being the best dad a kid could ever ask for. Dear Juliana, you have been my rock through thick and thin, always there to listen to me when I'm being a bit delusional. Whether we're laughing until we're crying or comforting each other during tough times, you're always by my side. Our friendship is more than just friends. We're basically attached at the hip at this point. Whenever I'm feeling down, you never fail to lift me up. And when I'm feeling on top of the world, you're right there cheering me on. I'm incredibly lucky to have you as my best friend and partner in crime. I know that no matter what life throws our way, we'll face it together. You are an amazing person, and I love you more than words can say.
Thank you, Dad, for always giving me the best advice and helping me with all of my school projects, even if you told me the day before. You're the best dad in the world, and being my own personal tech help, it always was the coolest being able to tell my friends that I play video games with my dad. I had a lot of fun with you in DC. I am so lucky to have such a smart and caring dad to go with. I wouldn't ask for anyone else. Thank you, Mom, for being my best friend and being someone who I feel I can talk to about anything, and for always trying to help me with my homework, even if you didn't know that much about it. And thank you for understanding my picky eating and making sure I had food that I liked. I felt you were always open to creativity because you are so artistic and crafty. Thank you for being the best mother I could ever ask for. Thank you, Makoa, for being the cool older brother and a role model for me to base myself off of, even if you almost kill me every day with your driving. Thank you for giving me the best advice going into high school. You've been a great example of a person I want to be when I get older, and nothing could change that. Fiona, my dog, you will always hold a special place in my heart because you are the best dog anyone could ever ask for, even if you aren't the most athletic dog. Thank you, Grandma Honey, for always being one of the nicest and caring people I knew, that if I had ever had a problem, I could ask you. I love flying out to Hawaii to get to see you and work on your farm. Thank you for helping me learn to drive the Gator. You and Grandpa always knew the best places to go and always made each trip better than the last. Thank you, Grandpa Tutu, for being a role model. I always respected you and I knew you lived a good life. All the stories I was told, you were always helping people, like how once you lifted a car off a dying man's head, saving his life. All the life lessons you taught me will stick with me forever, and I will never forget you. You are the best grandpa I could ever ask for. May you rest in peace.
Dear Dad, thanks for being such a good dad, and thanks for all the hours spent outside practicing football and basketball. Thanks for taking me to the gym with you. You always take care of me, and one day I'm going to be like you. You work so hard to provide for us, and I love you. Dear Mom, thank you so much for always being there for me and listening whenever I need someone to talk to. You're the best mom ever, and I love you so much. Thanks for all the fun times in the car when we listen to music and when we start dancing in the stores. Your advice really helps me. Thank you for always keeping me on the straight path and teaching me to put God first. I love you. Audie, thanks so much for being the big brother that I can look up to. You have no idea how much I look up to you. You're such a good big brother and a decent coach. You and Ike are the reason I like sports as much as you guys do. Trying to keep up with you guys has always pushed me to do better, so thanks. You're one of the best sports players I ever watched, and I hope you know that I'm your biggest fan. Ike, thanks for being an amazing middle brother. You always make me laugh, and I love all the times we joke around with each other. We always find fun things to do, and most of the time they're dumb ideas, but thanks for always being willing to play with me. I have so many great memories with you, like when we lost the key to the jet ski, or should I say I lost the key to the jet ski, and you jumped in the water and started dragging the jet ski to the shore. You are always looking out for me, and I appreciate it. I love you. And thank you to all my family on both sides. You guys are always there for me, and I love you all.
Mom, thank you for being my biggest supporter and always pushing me to do my best. You're the most caring and sweetest person I know. You put others before yourself and try to help as much as you can. You give so much and don't expect anything back. I admire that about you because it's something not a lot of people know how to do. You're so patient with me even when I'm being difficult and stubborn. You've helped me to be slow to anger and quick to love. You truly deserve the world and so much more. I love you, Mama. Dad, you're one of the funniest people I know. I love when it's a late summer night and we just sit outside making stupid jokes, or when I'm trying to sneak attack you but it never works because you somehow always know I'm behind you. You always have told me to go for what I want. Like when I was 10, you said I could get a septum piercing even though that was really unrealistic. Or when I told you I wanted to get into tattooing for my career and you told me when I get good I can practice on you. I know sometimes my attitude and the way I scream music in your ear in the car annoys you, but I love you so much, Dad, and nothing can change that. Paley, you're not only my sister, but you're also my best friend. The bond we have is unbreakable, and even though we argue and nag at each other for the stupidest and littlest things ever, I'd still do anything for you because I love you so much more than you'll ever know, little girl. Okay.
Dear Mom, thank you for being there through all the late nights and for all the delicious food that you make when I'm hungry. You've always believed in me when things were bad and helped me out through thick and thin. Also, thank you for helping me get out of my comfort zone. With food or people, or just teaching me basic etiquette. Dear Pop, thank you for always being there to pick me up after school or taking me to parties or just school events. Thank you for taking us out to eat at random times too. You've helped me know what a man of the house is supposed to be, for being my idol that I want to grow up to be. Grandma, thank you for trying to teach me my times tables or when I needed help with reading or just being there when I needed to talk. Thank you for opening my palate to all the delicious food that you make and always pointing me in the right direction no matter what. And last but not least, my two brothers, Malachi and Marcel. Thank you for being there when I needed encouragement or just when I was feeling down. Malachi, thank you for being the best older brother, if it's just helping me out with sports or anything else. And Marcel, thank you for always being there and helping me out with little things, if it's just playing a game or making me laugh. Malachi and Marcel, even though I don't say it much, I appreciate both of you and love you both. For all other family members, thank you for pushing me in the right direction and helping me with school or any other things. Thank you.
Mami, gracias por haciéndome muchas comidas increíbles y llevándome a lugares a que a veces no tienes tiempo, pero siempre haces lo posible por llevarme. Gracias por empujándome a ser la persona que soy hoy, y por eso soy muy agradecida por ti. Dad, thank you for hanging out with me and giving me your time and providing me with all the stuff I have right now. Even though sometimes I might not act like I'm really grateful for it, I am, because I know how hard you worked to get it. Thank you for being such a great listener when I need it, and we would just talk about the most random things like boxing and such. And to my sister, thank you for being the most nicest person, sometimes, and drawing me pictures after preschool of you and me. I really do love them so much. I think they're really creative.
Dear family, thank you guys for always being so supportive and not giving up on me in my idioticness. Thank you for all the laughs, hugs, and just altogether great memories that I know I'll keep forever. Mom, thank you for going on the DC trip with me, even though I wasn't the nicest at times. Thank you for bringing snacks and face masks so I could have fun with my friends, even though you still haven't told us that one secret. Thank you for taking me places one-on-one to make me feel special, planning fun birthday parties for me and my friends, blasting music in the car when we went on long road trips, but also thank you for working so hard to provide for us and make sure that we're given the best. Dad, thank you for taking us to Dutch Bros on the way home from school, far more than you have to. Thank you for coaching soccer and teaching in Pathfinders just so you can be closer and more involved. I remember how you used to take us to Topgolf all the time, even though we could barely hit the ball to the red flag. Even today, I can barely make it to yellow. But thank you for giving me pointers so there would be at least a little bit of hope for me. I really appreciated you helping me with my year-long project. And even though we don't always see eye to eye, thank you for doing your best and being amazing. And last but definitely not least, Marlo. Thanks for being someone I can be my real self around. Thank you for listening to me yap for hours about my problems, even though I know you didn't want to. Thank you for making so many goofy videos with me and screaming the lyrics to our favorite songs when we're the only ones home. And by the way, thank you for finally letting me use the TV again, instead of keeping it all to yourself. I love how you recommend tons of TV shows for me, and even though I pretend I'll never watch them, I do, just when you're not home or asleep. Thanks for being amazingly goofy with me and being the best little sister I could ask for.
Mom, thank you for always being there for me and for helping me in all aspects of my life. You have always been my teacher and the best mom I could ask for. Thank you for all the music and travel opportunities you've given us. Even though being stranded in Paris at 2 a.m. wasn't the funnest thing I've ever done, it's something I'll never forget. Dad, you inspire me and encourage me to be the best I can at everything. You always have a joyful and positive impact on those around you, including myself. Thanks for letting us get chickens. I promise I'll clean their poop off the patio. Eventually. And thank you for your continued support in all that I strive to be. Chandler, you've always been my big brother, and I really look up to you. I love joking and laughing with you, and I'm proud to be your sister. I've really enjoyed sharing our love of horses the past couple years. Thanks for helping me train for Bike-a-thon. I never would have made it without your quote. Don't tell the others, but you're my favorite sibling. Love you. Kaylin, my best friend, sister, personal stylist, mom number 2, etc. I love hanging out with you, and you've taught me so much, from Taylor Swift to shopping and violin. I can always trust you and come to you for advice. Thank you. Don't tell the others, but you're my favorite sibling. Love you. Trevor, we have so many fun memories together, and I can't wait to be in high school with you. Thank you for always being by my side and sticking up for me. I enjoy driving around with you to school and basketball. You are such a fun, positive person, and I love being around you. Don't tell the others, but you're my favorite sibling. Love you. Maria, gracias por todo. Te quiero mucho.
Mom, thanks for always being there for me. It helps me understand that you care for me. I appreciate you helping with math to get my grades up. And of course, thanks for cooking pad thai and pasta. Those are my favorite dinners. I couldn't thank you enough for all the Disneyland and Santa Cruz trips that you worked hard to make happen so we could have fun. Dad, I appreciate you for bugging me to do my work. It helps a lot. Also, thanks for taking me and Camden outdoors to get healthy. And of course, thanks for all the fun experiences that we have together. You're always there when I need you. Gil, thank you for always cleaning to ensure we have a nice looking house. I appreciate it. We also appreciate you for driving on longer trips to support my mom. And of course, for always being there for me. Hannah, thank you for teaching me how to play Minecraft and Forza Horizon 2. It got me into playing video games. I appreciate you for babysitting me when Mom was gone. That was a big help. Michaela, I appreciate you for giving me advice for high school. I will use it in the future. I appreciate you for letting me use your art supplies when I need them. And thanks for letting me watch movies with you. You're pretty cool to hang out with. Camden, thanks for all the fun adventures we have together. I really couldn't ask for a better brother. Thank you all for always being there to support me.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope your night is doing well. I'm Caroline, and I have had the honor of serving as the 8th grade treasurer this year. Our class did wonders with fundraising this year for our 8th grade trip to DC. As has been the tradition at SAA, the 8th grade graduating class uses some of their class funds to present a gift to the elementary. Our 8th grade class put a lot of thought into what we wanted this year. We said, I don't think we've ever had a trophy case before, and it's true, we haven't. We all have agreed that that would be the best decision for our elementary. We will not only be adding sports trophies, but also other awards and accomplishments. All class gifts are great, but ours will provide a space where legacies will live forever. So this summer, we will be installing a very nice trophy case. In bonus, it even has LED lights with changing colors. Thank you for all of your generous donations that helped make this gift possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Mila Viasante. I'm the 8th grade vice president, and I would like to introduce someone to speak for us today. This person has, and probably will continue to, make fun of us for all the stupid, crazy, insane, very goofy things that we do. Tell his terrible dad jokes, let us write on his whiteboard, do fit checks during tag time, or time alone with God, and tell so many embarrassing and hilarious stories about himself. And I'm gonna be real here, he's probably the goofiest teacher I have ever met. But on the other hand, you can tell he genuinely cares. He's easy to talk to, will actually listen to what you have to say, and is overall a great person. This person has seen the crazy side of our class, and man, do I feel sorry for him. But he's also seen the good in our class, the friends, the reassurance, the jokes, and the fun. And I know he loves our class and his students, because even outside the classroom, whether it's after school, during break, lunch, or even before school, he will still find ways to help us by checking up on us, asking how we're doing, wondering how our day has been, and asking if he can do anything to help or if we want to talk. And he'll just sit there, listen, and give advice to the best of his ability. We have known him for 3 years. He's been our teacher for 2 of those years, and after today, we will really miss him. I'm sure you've all guessed who it is by now, but I'd like to invite our speaker, Mr. Lang.
Thank you, Mila. Can we just give a shout out to the class of 2024 real quick? And before I begin, I want to get something off my chest. Toby, you said some great things about me, but something happened this morning that makes me think he was just making that up. See, we were doing the, what's that thing called that Pastor Benji does? The impossible shot. And he was going up, and Pastor Benji had me hold the target, even though it's usually hung from string. I was holding it, and Toby just cranks it back, lets it go, and he hits me straight in the face. Thanks, Toby. All right, let's begin. So, I just want to thank you guys all for giving me the opportunity to speak at your graduation. It has been a privilege to be your teacher and to get to know you guys these last 3 years. And I know that in these last 3 years, as Mila has said, I've gained a reputation. Some, if not all of you, have made it very much known through your loving messages on my whiteboard. Day after day, phrases like, Mr. L talks too much, or Mr. L's a yapper, have been etched into my whiteboard and my soul all year. Well, fortunately, or unfortunately, since you have chosen me as your speaker, I will continue to yap. So let me begin my yapping. But before that, let's pray. Let's bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for this moment. Thank you for all the awesome moments that we have and all the celebration that we get to do with these awesome young men and women. God, I pray that as I speak, that you just give me calm nerves, that my message is clear, and that you really speak through me. God, thank you for the talents and also personalities that you guys bring. And thank you for the family here that's supporting, the friends here that are supporting, and thank you for the teachers here that are supporting. Thank you for this SAA community, and help it to continue to be the awesome community that it is. In your name, pray. Amen. So, when I was deciding on what to talk to you guys about, I had trouble. What do I tell a class that I've basically told every little detail of my life about? I've told you every embarrassing story ever. Even the random story, and Marcus is going to love this one, about how when I was bored, I would change the lyrics to songs and meow instead. After many moons of procrastinating and brainstorming, I came up with an idea. I know you guys love love stories and romance, so I have one last story to tell that leads me to a person you all know very well. See, when I was a sophomore in college, I was desperate, like really desperate, and maybe desperate for a lot of things. First, I was at a crossroads. I spent a year as a psychology major, only to find out that wasn't really for me. And guess what? $38,000 down the drain. My sophomore year, I switched my majors 3 times, which is basically another $38,000 down the drain. Your math teacher can tell you that's a lot of money. So for me, education was a struggle. Next, socially it was tough. See, I only went up to school with 3 guys from my high school, and I found out that those guys would all be leaving and just hanging out back in San Diego. So they ditched me, and I was going to end up alone after the winter quarter. And lastly, and most importantly, I needed a girlfriend bad. Now, guys, I know when you look at Mr. L, you see this handsome, charismatic guy that has a beautiful wife, a beautiful child, and you all want to be like me when you grow up. I get it. It's a lot. Parents, I have maybe even heard phrases like, wow, Mr. L, how do you live with such greatness? Or, how are you so buff? At least half these guys have said that, I promise. But students, it pains me to say I have a confession. This person you see in front of you, he had no game, or as you guys would say, Riz. I could barely talk to girls. Actually, even just thinking about talking to girls gave me some big anxiety. See, when I talk to girls, I would think 2 things. Either they like me, or oh boy, I look like a complete idiot right now, and they can tell how socially awkward I am. My thought process would go like this. Why am I saying what I am saying? Why is she making that face as I'm talking? Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I'm a loser, you lost your chance. Life was tough. So of course this story is about a girl. And so there's this girl I thought was super cute, and I had the biggest crush on her. You may know where this story leads. See, if you're an awkward individual like myself, you don't confidently approach your crush. You hope from afar. You pray and you pray that she comes up and talks to you, and all you have to do is sit there and look pretty. If that didn't work, then the Lord must not have intended on you 2 being together. I told all my friends about this girl, and how I thought she was cute, and how big of a crush I had on her. My friends would tell me to try and talk to her, but I didn't have the courage to do so. It got so bad that on one occasion, this is a true story, guys, we were on a ski trip, and my friend, he made it so we would end up on the same ski lift together. And so it was like 3 of us. And I didn't say a single word to her. I said like 3 words. My friend did all the talking. And like after we left, he just shook his head and said, I'm never doing that again for you. It's terrible. So here I was, a young Andrew Lang. I had this big crush on this individual. I couldn't even muster up the courage to do anything. My friend tried to help me be my wingman, and I failed spectacularly. I was getting discouraged, obviously, because I felt like if I just talked to this individual, I had a chance. Fast forward to the end of the semester, and we had finals approaching. Now, amongst the stress of dead week, which is the week before finals, I didn't really have time to do anything other than study. So one thing I do like about studying at PUC is after classes, like all the lecture halls and classrooms would stay unlocked, And so I could just like take a whole classroom to myself. Right, it's the best. And so the lecture halls of Chan Shun, which is a building that you guys may or may not see, became my like studying oasis. Unfortunately, this day I was a little late to studying because I had scheduled a 4-hour video game session in between studying for my finals. I scheduled that, okay? I usually took up a big lecture hall, but those were taken, so I proceeded to walk around and look for a smaller classroom to study in. After a couple of minutes, fate hits me, and lo and behold, the girl that I had a massive crush on was studying with the friends of hers. At first I thought, wow, there she is, and thought nothing of it, until I was heading out the building and back to my room. Then, a random thought pops in my head, like a little angel on my shoulder. What if I, not very awkwardly, ask if I can use that very same classroom to study with her? There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, this is a matter of me passing or failing, so it's important that I study. Now, here's another thing you need to know about Mr. Lang, and you can ask Mrs. Lang too, but when I get really, really nervous, I tend to act irrational, like even worse than what you guys have seen me in the classroom. So I started to approach the room where my crush was studying, and I was about to reach the door, and then every little thought of what could go wrong hit me. And instead of opening the door, I walked straight past the door, down the hallway, into nowhere. And if I'm being real here, I did that for like 4 more times. So my 5th time was probably the worst because I just walked past the door and just straight to my room. I didn't even try. So there in my room, I talked to my roommate. I asked him to hype me up, tell me positive affirmations, give me the courage that I needed to talk to this girl. And so he did, in the middle of him talking to his girlfriend and playing video games. And so here, with my newfound confidence, I walked myself down the lecture hall, toward the classroom she was in, and proceeded to walk back to my room. I feel a single tear fall down my face as I walk out. As I get to the room, my roommate saw me and asked how it went. I told him I chickened out, and I just ended up wandering the hallways, looking weird. He was clearly annoyed because he had spent so much time hyping me up when he could have been talking to his girlfriend or playing video games. So he tells me, I'm not letting you back in until you talk to her, and shoves me out of the room. So here I am, homeless and single. So I walked back down and went to grab some late night coffee and tried to build up courage to do something that felt so simple. It was getting late, so she would probably have to go back to the dorm, so it was now or never. So I took a deep breath, started building myself up, remembering all the things that my roommate had said, and remembering that this was no big deal. I took a deep breath before entering the building, and off I went to the classroom. A million thoughts raced through my head, and I prayed to God that I would have the strength to just say the words, "Do you mind if I study here?" I see the door in the distance, and I know I'm ready. I walk right up to it and straight past it again. Okay, that was a failure, but let me try again. I circle around, run into the guy who looks concerned because I probably have seen him at least 10 times, and I feel like the cops are going to get called on me at some point. So I walk closer to the door, I pray harder, I focus better, I approach the door, and I take a deep breath. And I open the door and I ask the question, is it okay if I study here? She said yes. The rest you can say is history. Guess who that person was? What do you think? Sir? Because it wasn't Mrs. Lang. Actually, that was probably the only time I actually talked to her. It didn't even lead me to a date or anything. I just studied there for 30 minutes. I didn't even talk to her. Literally, I studied, curfew ended, and I had to go back to my room. Yeah, I was nervous the whole time, but literally nothing happened. So why would I tell you this story? I tell you this story because you'll encounter a lot of these moments in your life, especially in high school, where you give it all you got, you put yourself out there, only for the moment to just be a moment. Maybe it doesn't get you what you want, but instead it challenges you. See, this moment is so significant for me because it's the moment when I learned to be brave. I learned how to do something outside of my comfort zone. What seemed like such a pointless thing to struggle over, in fact, would lead me to my wife. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't have had the courage to ask my fellow classmate who was trying to friend zone me to the banquet. I wouldn't have been able to say, I know we have a test, but we can study in the car on the way to the banquet. I would not have been able to marry Mrs. Lang. Sometimes the outcomes we want don't give us the results we expect, and that's okay. Every challenge, every struggle, every anxiety-inducing moment is there to help build us into something greater. And that's a lot of what you experience in high school, where you have these situations where you struggle with and you feel like you got nothing out of it. But God is using it to build you and grow you into the individual you are meant to be. My hope for you, class, is that you become a class that isn't afraid to chase the challenge, despite knowing that the result may not get you anything right away. My hope is that you take on every challenge and use every opportunity to grow. Actually, I know you will. I've been blessed to be your teacher. Oh boy. And the blessing is that I get to see you grow and mature. And man, I'm so proud of you all. Nothing can take away what you have accomplished in middle school. But there's more to accomplish, more to tackle on. Class of 2024, I'm going to leave you with this quote. It's one of my favorites, and I often say it to myself when I'm struggling. It's by Marianne Williamson. Here it is. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I love this quote because it reminds us how each and every one of you has the strength and power that God has given you to be who you're molded to be. I have the honor of seeing that glory in each and every one of you these last 3 years. Now, the road is not going to be easy. There may be quitting and pain among it, but know that you're not alone. Look out into the crowd and know that the people staring back at you are here for you every step of the way. God is here for you every step of the way. I know you're ready to face high school. Class, thank you for your humor, your teasing, sharing your struggles with me, and just overall being a great class to teach. I will miss you guys. I'm especially going to miss you guys walking and screaming down the hallways. But I know you'll do great things in high school. And the cool thing is, I get the honor and privilege to watch you guys accomplish those things. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak at graduation. At your graduation, it truly is an honor. I love you guys.
Each year, we like to acknowledge the students who have attended SAA for 9 or more years. So we're going to go through a list here. We have one student who has been with the class since first grade. Please stand, Mila Villasante. Students who have been here since kindergarten, please stand when I call your name. Jacob Dees, Jason Henda, Milana Montez, Isabella Pacheco, Juliana Rudge, Melody Rudge, and Rosalind Velasquez. And Toby Howell.
We also have some students who have been here even longer. These students have been here since preschool. Please stand when I say your name. Jackson Caballero, Caroline Henderson, Liam McCaskey, Kainoa Rubal, Ethan Zimmerman, Jaden Booty. Thank you, parents, for your continued commitment to Sacramento Adventist Academy and Adventist education.
In addition to acknowledging those students who have been with us, and as Miss Melinda, their old preschool teacher, shared, the commitment of parents to Adventist education, we also have a number of traditional scholarships that we award to our 8th graders. And up here with me is going to be Mrs. Ferguson presenting scholarships. Students, if your name is called, parents, if your student is called, please come forward for a picture. The first scholarship is the R.E. Jackson Memorial Scholarship. This has been established by relatives of R.E. Jackson to benefit an 8th grade graduate of Sacramento Adventist Academy that wishes to continue their education at SAA in high school. This award is based on a student's GPA and the value that they place on Adventist Christian education, and in particular, SAA. This scholarship will be applied as a $500 credit to the first month's tuition of 9th grade next year. The 2024 recipient is Layla Pitt. Our next award is an Academic Achievement Award. Sacramento Adventist Academy believes that our students honor God through their achievement. It is often easy to focus only on results or just the achievement within classes, but today's recognition is only made possible through attendance, commitment, and production on the many days that preceded this one. This annual scholarship is awarded to an 8th grade graduate that has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement in all subjects throughout their 8th grade year. This scholarship is equal to the first month's tuition for 9th grade at SAA, and the 2024 recipient is Riley Dexter. Our next scholarship is the Kindness Scholarship. Most Christians are familiar with the fruits of the Spirit, and they can recite the first few: love, joy, peace, but perhaps after that the list becomes hazy. The spiritual fruit of kindness may be appreciated, but rarely receives the emphasis that it deserves. Sacramento Adventist Academy values the fruits of the Spirit that God develops in His maturing children. For this reason, the following 8th grade graduate is acknowledged for demonstrating consistent kindness to fellow students, as well as those older and younger. This scholarship is equal to the first month's tuition for 9th grade at SAA, and the 2024 recipient is Milana Montez. This next scholarship is a new tradition that we are starting. This is the 8th grade Community Services Award. For 2 years, middle school students from Sacramento Adventist Academy have been actively involved in community services in partnership with Carmichael Seventh-day Adventist Church Community Services. Each Wednesday, students work with adult volunteers to pack and distribute goods to families in need. Thanks to their work and dedication, the number of families that we serve each week has significantly increased to approximately 350. In recognition of the collective hard work of all SAA students, the community service directors have established a scholarship that will be awarded to 2 students this year for their consistent dedication, positive attitudes, and willingness to go above and beyond. Recipients will receive a $500 scholarship to be used for their first semester tuition expenses at SAA. The first recipient of the 2024 8th grade Community Service Award is Jasmine Brar. The second recipient of the 8th grade Community Services Award is Liam McCaskey.
Good evening. We have reached the moment you all have been waiting for. Before Principal Jacobson and Mr. Lang present the diplomas, I am proud to say that each graduate sitting here today has fulfilled the requirements set forth by the State of California, the Pacific Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, and Sacramento Adventist Academy in order to receive their 8th grade diplomas on this day, May 29, 2024. Just a reminder that we have a professional photographer who will capture each student as they receive their diploma. Please keep this in mind as you make your way up for your personal photographs. We will present diplomas to each graduate based on their seating placement. Will the first row please stand to receive your diplomas? Toby Jacob Howell. Mila Ray Villasante. Rosalind Elizabeth Velasquez. Caroline Elizabeth Henderson. Brenda Amoy Namisanvu Mubiru. Layla Gloria Pitt. You may be seated. Will the second row please stand to receive your diplomas? Jacob Allison. Jaden Kendall Booty. Jasmine K. Brar. Jackson Walter Caballero. Jacob Michael Dees. Riley Ming Dexter. Daria Havriluk. Jason Ferreira Henda. Amelia Inatuik. You may be seated. Will the third row please stand to receive your diplomas? Logan Timothy Jacobson. Kiara Nicole Jin. Karina Consumo. Sylvanus Deborah Chris L'Italian. Amaris Dason Mauricio. Liam Michael Rouse McCaskey. Milana Graciela Montez. Isabella Nicole Pacheco. You may be seated. Will the fourth row please stand to receive your diplomas? Juliana Louise Rudge. Melody Jane Rudge. Kainoa Christopher Rubal. Caleb Arturo Cerna. Ayana Marie Speak. Marcus Christopher Taylor. Audrey Lillian Welty. Ethan Michael Zimmerman. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th grade graduating class of 2024. Congratulations.
All right, students, will you just please stand? And parents, if you'd like a picture, step on up and get a picture if you'd like to come closer. Keep smiling. Yeah, if you'd like to come forward and get a picture really quick, go ahead, parents, because this is pretty special. They look really good. They do. All right. Well, we are so thankful that you were here to celebrate with us tonight. I know this program does run a little long, but you know, every part of it is so special, and I just really appreciate all of the support that you have given us here at SAA and these students in particular. Can you please bow your heads for prayer? Dear Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for the accomplishments of these students. We are so grateful for the support that they have received from all of those around them. We pray that you put your blessing on them as they move on into high school, into the next big step in their lives, and help them to always remember that you are always there, and so are these people that surround them. Amen. All right, after this, we have a cookie reception out here. We do ask that if you do enjoy those cookies, that you please keep them out there or outside and not bring them into the church. But feel free to take pictures, to come up here and use the backdrop if you'd like. But we are so glad, once again, that you were here. So congratulations, class, of 2024. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the new class of 2028.